And elevate your mind. We came to rock the spot. Rock the spot.
I'm going for a fourth on that real Mount Rushmore. I have said I consider Nicki, but I said that the 1A to Nicki's 1B would be Future. And I say Future. Yeah, I say Future because Future has been electric since he started. Since he got on Double XL, he has not let up. Like he's literally just been an anthem guy for the rest of his career. The 2010s decade would have been boring without Future, quite frankly. If you don't put somebody like Future, you definitely can put somebody like, you know what I'm saying, unfuckwittable, like fucking Nicki or Kanye West, or I mean, you know, Future is another. Yeah, no, those are the real three that I could think of. There's some people that said Travis Scott, and honestly, for those of y'all that are saying Travis Scott, let me holler at y'all right quick, okay? Astro World should not have been your fucking only reference as to why Travis Scott should have been there, because before Astro World dropped, Travis Scott was just hovering over these best rapper conversations and shit. He was just As soon as Astro World dropped and Drake hit him with a feature, all of a sudden he's one of the greatest rappers of all time and this and that. And it's like, bro.
I mean, but that's the thing, though. Like you just said, he was hovering in that conversation before Astro World. So the rodeo shit, Birds and the Trap Scene, McKnight, days before rodeo, that's the thing. Those projects being so good is why he was in that conversation in the first place. It's possible for a nigga to drop 3 mixtapes or albums and still not be in that conversation because it was probably all mid or some bullshit. But those projects being so good is why people had them in there.
Oh, no. We be talking about for the decade. I can understand that. That's all right. These niggas be putting him in like the fucking top 50 of all time and shit. And it's like, nigga, let's relax. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not bad. Travis Scott has some pretty nice work. But fuck.
I said some wild shit about Travis Scott in my Migos video. It's not coming out to like June 18th, my rank on the Migos song, but I said something wild about I be calling that nigga Trash Bitch Scott all the time.
Oh man.
Niggas don't see it when that Migos video drop.
You about to upset somebody. I don't know who. I don't know.
Well, he got 2 songs with Migos from their albums, and I don't like either one of them bitches. One is called Kelly Price, the other one is called I don't even remember. But I just like both songs. I just don't fuck with Travis Scott. I can't. The other one was some shit with Big Sean and Ty Dolla $ign. I don't remember the name of it though.
Oh shit, Mr. Art Man. I'm never letting him let that shit down. No, after I watched that video.
How you think I felt when I was listening to but most of them lines was in one verse. Like it was a back-to-back punches. It was just weak shit.
Like that's just the worst song in history, nigga. Like he just can't like.
Nigga, you are actively trying to write some bullshit. There's no way you thought this was good.
Yo, like I've been saying, these niggas really just sit there with they fucking pencil in their hand, writing this shit down, looking at it like, yeah, oh, that's hard as fuck. Hell yeah. Like they actually think it's fucking good. And you know Big Sean thinks this shit is good because he's continuously came out with whack bars, whack lines. Like he just keeps on coming out with them. I don't know, bro. Y'all sitting up here considering Big Sean for the 4. Look, bro, Big Sean ain't even there. If they gave the Mount Rushmore 20 heads, nigga, like he's not there, bro. He's not there, bro. He's not fucking there. You know what I'm saying? He's not there. Like if I had to go for a top 10, I could do this shit smooth. If I had to go for a top 10 for the decade, I'm going Drake. Drake or Kendrick is really 1A, 1B, 1 and 2 because they're really interchangeable.
You don't even got to put them in order. You could just name the 10 people.
Yeah, you could go Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Future, Nicki. You can go. You couldn't. Now this is an underrated one here because people seem to keep forgetting. Before I name that person, Kanye West. This is an underrated one because he really made the 2010s. And people seem to forget just because he's out in Hollywood and shit. Childish Gambino. He's a very big one. He's a very, very untalked about fucking artist right now. People seem to have forgotten.
You'll put him in top 10 rappers of the decade over Mac Miller?
Mac, Mac would hover in my list if he was there.
What?
He would he
What?
if I was
You
to
are
put
the
him,
biggest Mac Miller fan I know. You don't even have him as a top 10 rapper of the decade, but you got Donald Glover in there.
Donald. Hey, I mean, dude, let me put it like this, man. Childish Gambino has so much fucking impact. He does so much more than just be a good rapper. He was a good actor, and that correlated to make other rappers feel like they couldn't go outside of their lane and be good rappers. I mean, good rappers and actors. Even
Nigga,
though
nah, bro. Like
no,
niggas been
I'm
rapping
not,
and acting since like the
I
90s. He didn't start that shit.
I know. I'm not saying he innovated it. I'm saying he's perfect at his role. He's just doing both and flowing at both. He's great at doing fucking both. That's a big fucking impact, dude. Because you know who he really reminds me of doing that shit? Fucking Ice Cube. Because Ice Cube
I
is
already knew
great.
that's where you was going with that. I was gonna bring that up whenever people talk about Ice Cubes. Because here's the thing: when people talk about the greatest rappers, I'm solely talking about that rapping, your rap skill, your flow, bars, storytelling, whatever the case may be. When people bring up other shit, like Ice Cube being an example, his acting career, like him starting the basketball league, I'm like, what the fuck they got to do with his pen? No, his pen game. Like, what they got to do with his songs? I'm just talking about the rapping. So when people say, Ice Cube is influential, he started his own basketball league. I'm like, nigga, I'm just talking about his albums. Like, fuck the basketball.
Yeah, but when people like to bring up that impact shit, that's what people like to bring up. Them shits that change the game a little bit. Now, I'm not saying Mac Miller just absolutely is not in my top 10 because again, there were some pretty heavy hitters in the 2010s decade. You got, Tyler the Creator gets into that top 10. He's a guy who was really stellar for all the decade, and then he kind of broke out of that horrorcore shell and just became a mainstream megastar really in one or two albums, and that's super fucking impressive. The guy went from unnoticed pariah to Grammy winner, which is very inspirational, super inspiring. And he's really a guy who innovated a style of his own because no one really sounds like Tyler out here. He's really the only person that sounds like him, the only person with his style. So that is a big one. I'm also going what are we out here? 8. I'm going Pusha T. Pusha T is a fucking really, really, really big personality that people love to sleep on. Pusha T is just continuously always dropping really, like, I haven't really been upset with a lot of things that Pusha T has done or any music that he's made. Like he's you know what I'm saying? I forgot what my former boss at this grocery store I used to work at, he said some shit about Pusha T. He said that he's a certified like microphone, some MC or whatever, fuck, golden MC or whatever. I forget what the fuck it was, but it was like some certified shit. Like him and like 4 other rappers had accomplished this shit. Pusha T's a like for someone to be his fucking age, like y'all sleeping on the fact that Pusha T's like fucking 40 plus, still rapping like this. And I mean, you don't really have nothing really has to do with your age or rapping. You have that mentality and your skill really forever until you die. So I'm going to Pusha T there. If I had to go a couple extra rappers, I would go Mac Miller. I would go Mac Miller.
Oh no! Don't try to put him in there now.
I'm not. No,
You say he wasn't included.
No, I'm not. I'm not putting him at 10. I'm just adding rappers that I may not. You know what I'm saying? Like these are.
If you're just adding niggas, go ahead and put Uzi in there then.
Oh hell, man. You know what?
Bro, you got a lot of impact. That's one of the biggest rappers in the game. Come on now, NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah. Oh no. That's not a putting Uzi around the top 10 wouldn't be too far of a stretch. But if you gotta put someone, yeah, Uzi's a guy who really made it comfortable for rappers to sound like how he sounds and act like how he acts. Because this is a guy that just got on XXL and started walking around with purses and started walking around in skirts and shit and was putting, you know what I'm saying, nail polish on and shit. These are people that were making fun of this shit pre-Uzi. and everything like that. It was really the shit that only rock stars could do. And all of a sudden, we've got a rapper acting like a rock star, and now it's popular to act like a rock star. That's real impact. That's some real fucking hard, respectable impact. Even though some of the shit he does is a little fucking fruity, he made it like okay to go outside, walk around, do shit like that, and not get your ass beat. Like, and now it's a fucking fad. Now it's a trend to do that shit, and he made it so. And he made it a trend to fucking rap the way he raps, because there's motherfuckers that sound like Uzi, like Kid Buu mocked his flow. Nav sound like he be mocking his flow sometimes.
Speaking of kids, there's one nigga that you did not name that I'm extremely surprised you haven't brought up yet.
Cudi?
Why is Kid Cudi not on your list?
I was getting to Cudi.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I gotta change the way I fucking transition into shit. Talk about kids. I don't know why I started with that.
All the EDP, all the Bryant Moreland in the chat.
I don't know why the fuck I use that as a segue. Goddamn.
Speaking of kids, the
fuck? But yeah, like no, but I feel like you wasn't even thinking about Cudi until I just said it.
No. I was about to bring him up last because he is like I said, bro. I'm gonna definitely get to him last because I have something special to say about Kid Cudi. But
is that who you were talking about earlier? When you said I got somebody specific I want to name, but I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, he was gonna be that 10th guy, but I want to name up a couple other people. You could say Young. Yeah, you could say Young Thug. Young Thug is another guy who is super influential because he sounds the way he sounds, and people want to sound the way he sounds. A Lil Keed sounds just like. Yeah, sounds just like Young Thug.
Little Baby and Gunna when they first came out, sounded like
exactly, man. It's like a guy comes out. You know, y'all heard Lifestyle when he first dropped. Y'all niggas didn't understand a word that nigga said at first. Y'all niggas were making fun of that nigga how he sounded. Yeah, everyone was making fun of how he sounded and shit like that. This is a guy who took a chance on himself and declined the double XL. And made his own moves and made his own waves and shit, and wore the dresses and took that risk, and put on the lipstick and made kissy duck faces and took that risk, and put on nail polish and actually enjoyed it and made that risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did this fruit cup gay shit just to make it seem like it was cool to do that, and now. Fast forward, you got Lil Yachty starting a nail polish brand because, people out here feel like they misrepresented. And it's like, yeah, people are misrepresented. And that's cool for them to do shit like that. Young Thug made it cool to act the way he acts. I'm not saying he acts gay all the time. I'm saying there's people out here that's rapping like him, people that's acting like him, and people that's talking like him. Young Thug is an originator, a fucking innovator, just like Uzi is a trendsetter. X is another guy who I wouldn't really throw in that top 10, but another influential guy, another trendsetter, so to speak. I don't know how many people you see out here that's wearing that fucking half blonde, half black shit. But let me tell you something, bro. I've seen more people than I thought I would. Like walking the streets. Like I was at the mall yesterday, seen a whole grown ass man with a fucking James Harden fucking beard walking around with a half blonde, half fucking black. I'm like, man. No one was wearing this fucking hairstyle before X. You got people out here trying to rip his flow off like Drake.
That grown man needs to get his shit together. If he out here with that type of hairstyle, that's a grown man.
Mans was wearing skinny jeans and had a fucking skimpy little he had him a little fake Asian girlfriend. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I
was checking her out, nigga.
Man, I'd have stole her if I was a hood nigga, but
you are.
I'm a better man than I once was, so I'm over that. But it's you got an ex that's pretty influential. You got a guy like here's a guy that I feel like people always miss in these conversations, but he legitimately should be in this conversation. Even if a lot of his work has been shaky, I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going at with this one.
I thought you were about to say Eminem.
I am about to say Eminem.
Oh, wow.
You got it. See, you knew. Eminem is a guy who has not been shady. He's not been.
Was that supposed to be a pun?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, you're terrible for that.
Damn. But Eminem is a guy who came into 2010s the opposite of Kanye West coming into the 2010s because Eminem came into the 2010s incorrectly. Kanye West came into the 2010s with My Dark Beautiful Fantasy. And that shit was wonderful. Wonderful. People argue it's his best fucking piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem came into the fucking shit with, if I'm not mistaken, it was Recovery, right?
Yeah.
So, and people shit on that album a lot too. Legitimately, Eminem really shouldn't be in this conversation. But how many times have I seen him in these top 10 rapper conversations in the 2010 and top 10 this and top 10 that and best lyricist this and y'all ain't fucking with Eminem and blah, blah, blah. And as time goes by, Eminem just stays with his respect. You got Recovery for 2010. You got fucking Revival for 2017. You've got the Marshall Mathers LP2 for 2013. You've got the goddamn Kamikaze for the year after 2018 for that. You've got Music to Be Murdered By for 2020. These albums, how many of these albums are classics? None. But how many of these classics are actually solid, serviceable? I would say Kamikaze. I would say the Marshall Mathers LP2. I would even guard you to say that Recovery was it was all right. It wasn't nothing to fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Quick thing to throw in. I just tweeted this a couple of days ago. I believe that Cold Wind Blows, the first song on Recovery, is the second worst opener to an Eminem album ever. The worst one of all time being Evil Deeds from Encore. But Cold Wind Blows, that shit is that's the second worst. There's every other Eminem opener is better than that shit. That song is so like. There's some things that's that nigga said, I put my dick in a circle, but I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to hear nobody defend that song.
Oh my god, that's some Big Sean level shit right there.
Nigga, your favorite rapper Eminem that said it. So shit.
Hey man, he's entertaining. What can I say? But Eminem, how many bad fucking albums did Eminem have for that 2010s decade?
One, a lot of people would say that whole the Revival and Kamikaze. They think both of them bitches suck.
I like Kamikaze personally. I liked it. It was pretty nice. Music to Be Murdered By, some people are saying is he's really gone crazy with this, and really I'm not too huge a fan of that album, but I can see where people are saying that it's top notch and shit like that.
I haven't revisited Eminem lately. Literally the first Music to Be Murdered By and the deluxe edition. I have not listened to the deluxe edition since that shit came out. I played it once. Like Eminem was the only rapper that I would stay up for at midnight release for. Like I had to be at work the next morning, but he was dropping an album. Nigga, I didn't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. because I was playing that shit. But that deluxe edition, I have not played that shit again since that one time. Wow. And it's not because I had anything against it. Like I hated it, no shit like that. I just didn't care to put it back on.
Wow.
Nigga, when's the last time you
I ain't gonna lie
to
to you. Yeah, got some explaining to do because I also haven't gone back to that fucking album.
You were saying, "Oh wow," like I was on some bullshit. I thought you listened to it.
The Music to Be Murdered By is just Eminem was having fun with that. He was experimenting and fucking around and shit. And, to be fair, he is fucking 50. So are y'all really sitting here expecting Eminem to continuously drop fucking and now it's popular to hate on that type of rap. I've seen more and more people on a daily basis hating on fast rap, and before it was the coldest shit ever.
I mean, people not hating on it for no reason. They got sick of over the years. Back in 2013, the rap guy era, that shit was cool. People was hearing music like that and going, "Oh my gosh, Eminem was like, this nigga really is a rap guy. He's spazzing." Like 7-8 years later, he's still rapping like that. It's like, bro, you gotta change those styles somewhat. Like people are not hating it for no reason. They got sick of it. I mean, me and you are one of those people. We got a whole podcast episode saying we hate lyrical, spiritual, hippity flippity rap.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Samad Savage said it best. He said, it's dope if you can rap fast, if it's dope that you can rap slow. If you rap it slow makes sense, but you rap it fast doesn't, then I don't really give a fuck about your fast rapping if you just can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make sense when you're rapping slow, but you fucking sitting here talking about some ironic, isonic, ironic, abonic, anonic, fucking papoose bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I can't fuck with that. So yeah, Eminem is a criminal. Is, you know what I'm saying? He's guilty of doing that. But I don't know, man. It sounds kind of cold when Eminem do sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's okay.
Bias kicking in, man. You fuck
Man,
with Eminem do it, but now Black Alicia do it. Okay.
Man, I fuck with Ugly God over Black Alicious, but I fuck with Kamaya over Black Alicious. I'd rather listen to Matt Ox. Rather listen to Evil.
You did not have to go that far, bro.
I'd rather listen to Evil Dustin. Fucking Evil.
That nigga said Matt Ox. Come on now.
I'd rather listen to that man with them $2.25 a bag chips. Fucking or 2.25-cent bag chips in the damn store. Flexing. Fucking the backpack kid. I'd rather listen to him too. Fucking
so overall, when it comes to the like the reason I even brought all that shit up in regards to the Mount Rushmore thing. So in terms of overall rappers, definitely Nicki can be put in there. It was just when you first mentioned Cardi B has a nice case. I'm like, if we talking overall, hell no, I'm not putting her that high. But just female, we kind of don't have a choice but to include Cardi in that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, the analogy I had used was Chris Paul. I had said like saying Cardi B is one of the top four. Is a top four. What's the name? Like rapper from the 2010s decade. It's like saying Chris Paul is a top 10 player from 2000s decades. Not top 10. Sorry, top 4. That's like saying Chris Paul is a top 4 player from last decade. It's like this nigga. He didn't come into the league till 2006 when the decade was halfway over anyway. And as good of a player as he won Rookie of the Year and all that. As good of a player as he is, we not fucking putting Chris Paul top 4. Like, come on now. There's hell other people you can name before you get to Chris Paul. And that's how I feel with the Cardi B example you gave. Even though she had a dope ass run, she came into the game 2016, 2017, and she has been hot since then. If we talking about the top 4 rappers, we know Cardi B is not, she not no fucking top 4. She a little bit further down before we get to her.
Yeah. But then again, there are some people that could argue a case for her. Some people would argue a case. I'm not one of those people, but
I mean, but is it a legitimate case and a legitimate argument though? Yeah, people can say anybody, but does that person have a legitimate case for being of the whole decade, not just because you had a good few years at the end?
I mean, niggas can say Lil Pump and argue that case. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to put it that way, niggas can argue for anybody. We can put Keith Murray on there. No, Keith Murray actually deserves to be on there. So yeah, that wasn't a good example.
Nah, Keith Murray. If Keith Murray on that list, then it's he ain't no one else rapping. It's him and fucking OJ the Juice Man and Lil B and fucking Fashawn on that bitch.
Shit, as consistent as Lil B, man. See, look, somebody go argue against him. There you go.